I'm Elaine Viets. Like many Americans, Maria Echarte lost her job. All she had was a small retirement account. But Maria refused to wait for retirement to arrive. She wanted to work. Maria cashed in her account. Now she has what many people say is the best Cuban restaurant in Fort Lauderdale, Frida and Charo. She'll tell us how she achieved the American dream on today's Dead End Job Show. I'm Elaine Viets, and today we're talking with Maria Echarte, owner of the Cuban restaurant Frida and Charo in Fort Lauderdale on the Dead End Job Show. Maria, your restaurant is really in a good location. It's near downtown Fort Lauderdale on Northeast 4th Avenue. But you're from Cuba. When did you come to America?
Well, that's 34 years ago, it's going to be. And Mario lift boat, I don't know if you remember that.
The Mario boat lift. Yes, the Mario boat lift. Some of my friends came over that way. It's a hard way to come to America.
Uh-huh.
How old were you at the time when you first came here?
22 years old. A baby.
Now, in the United States, once you got here, did you always live in Fort Lauderdale?
No. I first lived like 20 years in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And then everything got crazy there with the market, with the real estate, and I decided to come down here 10 years ago.
So let's go back to 2009. You're back in Fort Lauderdale, and at that time you're working at the Home Depot on Sunrise. Is that correct?
No, really. The restaurant is right across this Home Depot. The one that I work was in Hollywood, Stilling Road.
Okay.
So then when America, got in that crisis in that year, they decided to cut all the big salaries at the big corporations. I don't know if you remember that time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I get laid off. And I was like almost 2 years looking for a job. And at that point, I was making almost $20 an hour. So when I was looking for a job, anything that, was available was like $7 to $10 an hour. And that's when I decided, I said, no, I have to do something with myself. And that's when I decided to start looking to open my small business. I was not sure what it's going to be. I was thinking about landscaping, decoration. I don't even, and this came out like out of nowhere. I think that's from God. The restaurant was available. I saw a big sign right across Home Depot for sale or for lease, and I would just start from there. And that's what I am right now, 2 years later.
Where did you learn to cook? Are those your mother's recipes? Are they because?
Yes. I started the restaurant with my mother, and my mother is 76 years old, and everything got so busy, and Mom. So Mom was like, "Oh, you don't have to do the dinner," and I said, "Mom, I need to hire somebody. I need a cook. I need a person up front and everything." But I started with my mother, with her own recipes, and I love cooking. I never realized that I got to have my own restaurant, so most of the recipes are from my mother and my family. Yeah.
Well, here's a review online from someone who ate at your restaurant. It's a woman named Kristen, and she says, I didn't want to review this restaurant because selfish me knows that parking is limited and it's a very small operation not suitable for large crowds. But the more gracious me needs to give credit where credit is due. The food is authentic and prepared from the heart. If you're more interested in authenticity than in ambiance, you should check it out. Just be careful where you park because the tile store people next door aren't very forgiving of accidentally using one of their spots. So this woman loved your restaurant so much that she didn't want to tell anybody about it.
That's a good thing. I like that.
You're in, is it Middle River, South Middle River neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes. This is an intersection here, like they call one size Progreso. We have like Victoria Park a few blocks away. We have Wilton Manor a few blocks away. So it's a very good location. I'm very happy the way things are turning right now because the mayor of Fort Lauderdale is fixing the area and everything looks good. Home Depot is very busy and I'm busy, so I'm very happy.
Well, you serve a lot of traditional Cuban favorites, and it's okay if you laugh at my pronunciations. My Spanish is terrible. You've got, is it picadillo?
Yeah, that's picadillo. That's one of the Cubans, how do we call it, like indigenous food. That's from the very, very old cuisine. And it's just ground beef. And we now, in the modern time, we just make it with olives and potatoes. And we put, more stuff. But in the very beginning, that was one of the poorest people's food, the ground beef, the second-grade meat. But now, right now, we just make it with the best meat. And it's very famous recipe from Cuba.
You also have, is it puerco asado, roast pork?
Yes, roast pork is puerco asado or lechon asado. They call it, most of the Cubans call lechon. And we have, like, every day we have one special, and we have the ropa vieja, very famous. That's shredded beef. Yeah, we have a few things. I try to keep it small, not crazy. So whatever we make, we try to do the best of that and not, what I mean, not a lot, just a little with good quality.
Well, the test of a Cuban restaurant, my Cuban friends tell me, is the strength of its coffee. And your Cuban coffee is rocket fuel.
Yeah, that's what they like. I think the big percentage of my clientele is just for the coffee. They love that Bustelo brand, and I have a good machine. And in Fort Lauderdale, there's a few places that only serve this kind of coffee. So that's why I'm strong about it. Like my coffee, I'm very happy the way people like it.
Well, we don't think of Cuban people as juice drinkers, but you serve a lot of homemade juices. Tell us a little bit about some of those.
Well, at this area, we have a lot of people that are concerned about their weight and their health, and they're more into that organic. And when I first started, one of the things that I really make effort was in my juices, natural juices. We make that every day. We have like 4 or 5 different flavors, and they are 100% natural. And I try to, most of them to be organic, like from my own backyard. And that's why it is famous for the mango papaya, very, very famous because they know the papayas are from my backyard. I have like 10 plants, beautiful. And we got passion fruit juices with pineapple. We have a watermelon, but all natural. And people love it. This area is very, very concerned about the weight and the look.
You have a fruit milkshake called Mamey?
Mamey.
What is that?
Mamey is a very, very indigenous fruit that you can, I believe that you only can find that in Costa Rica, in Cuba, and some areas of Brazil. And very, very, very expensive. And it's unique. It's just a flavor. You cannot compare that with anything. It's just a red fruit inside that have their own color. Sometimes Cubans call that color like as another, it's in the chart of color for Cubans. They call mamey color. And it's very unique. It has to be trying in order to know what I'm talking about. It's not a lot of people sell that fruit ever.
Now, your day, your restaurant's open from 7 in the morning for breakfast until 3 in the afternoon. Tell us what your day is like. What time do you get up?
Well, I get up at 5, and I got here with my cook, and we start preparing stuff, and we open at 7. Sometimes I got people 15, 20 minutes before they have to go to work, and they want the coffee. And, well, it's a routine. It's just like right now I'm very happy. Sometimes I have a person up front and a person in the back. Sometimes I do my shopping in the middle of the day. When I first started, it was crazy. I was doing everything after hours, like after closing. So my days were like 12 to 16 hours. Right now, I'm good. I is planning to work 8 hours, and I'm very happy. I'm closing the tree because I create my own clientele for that hours, and I tell people it's just breakfast and lunch. I'm not able to do dinner like a lot of people want. I say no, because I'm not going to have a life. I want a life. And that's it. That's my life. It's very nice. Right now, after 3 years, I'm very happy that I can work 8 hours and accomplish what I need, and I'm very happy.
Your restaurant is called Frida and Sharo. Who are Frida and Sharo?
Well, those are my babies. That's my dog and my African Gray. When I first started, I was trying to get Maria's Place, Maria's Restaurant, Maria's, and it was so many Marias, and I was not able from Tallahassee to get that name on it. And a friend of mine told me, you know, you in Wilton Manor area, you in Victoria Park, that's a bohemian area of Fort Lauderdale. People love animals. You just name your restaurant after your pets. And I'm like, no, it's not a pet shop. And I did. I did, and it's been very, very successful. Everybody loves it. You know, I have the only cancer clinic next door, and I got a lot of people that come here, and they love animal. And when they know the story, I got like a lot of clientele from that. So it was a very good thing that I did that.
Now, I've seen statistics that 60% of all new restaurants fail. Why did you succeed?
Right now, I'm pretty sure it's my strength, my patience, and I believe God put his hands on it because it's unbelievable in this area. Over 34 restaurants in the 3 years period of time that I've been doing it. They've been open and closed. And I believe it's just a little bit from God and a little bit from my clientele, the food, the cook. It's a combination, but I'm very happy. And that's why people say you're going to stay. And I'm very happy about it.
Well, your restaurant seems to be a place where all the neighborhood people go. Whenever I'm in there, I see Cuban people who are stopping by for coffee. I see people who live in nearby Wilton Manors coming in for coffee and the food. And you've even had some neighborhood association meetings at your place. So it seems like you've become part of the fabric of the area.
Yes. I have few organizations around here, like the 13 Alliance, that's from 13th Street. I have people from Victoria Park, and they try to help the small business, and that's what the purpose of what they do. And they do the meetings like once in a while in different places, and they know I'm being here for 3 years, and they do it more often with me because I stay, and very nice. I got a lot of people from the city. I got lawyers. I got people from downtown. I got architects from a building that have a firm right there. I'm very happy. The police department stop all the time. So I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Well, do you also get people from the Home Depot around the corner, the staff?
A lot of contractors, especially in the morning and lunchtime. The contractors know the place, and they just come and pick up the gold orders. They call, and we got it ready for them. And I have I can say 35% of the employees and management, they come here every day. Very happy what things are getting into.
That must be nice, going from Home Depot worker to restaurant that serves Home Depot employees.
Yeah.
When you started the restaurant, and you cashed in your retirement account, did people think you were crazy?
Yes, a lot of people. I got, well, not a lot. Let's say half of the people that come in about, because the Sun Sentinel I think was the second or the third month that I opened. One of the photographers passed by, and she loved my story, and she talked to the editor of the Sun Sentinel, and it came out. And it was very, very, a lot of people just come to make their comments. A lot of people are out there just looking for trouble. So, yeah, a lot of people came, you got to be crazy. What about your retirement? And my answer was like, what about retirement? I'm like almost 50 years old, and I don't know if I'm going to retire. At what age? I don't even know what the future is going to be. I just live in the present, and I need a job. If I have some money on the bank, and I have no job, and I start eating that money. What? And some people understand, and some people came and say, congratulations, you make the right decision. And I was so happy because I think I did the right thing. Right now, it's worth it because if I decide not to keep staying here, I just can sell the business, and I have my money back. You know what I mean? Like I tell people, that's what I say. I got to prove you that I got to use my money, and my money going to stay there because I got equipment, I got, the business. And that's it. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the decision that I made.
Well, it was a gamble, but for those of us who like your food, we're glad you did it.
That's a good thing.
Now, your restaurant is in a yellow cinder block building. What did it used to be before you took it over?
It was a restaurant from the islands. It was what they call a soul food restaurant. It was like from Barbados, and it was like a fish. And the guy was getting old, and he let go of the business, and he got dirty, and he lost the clientele. And when I took it, we cleaned it up with friends, and I start from there, and that's why it was very difficult the first couple of years because people remember, the old building and nasty and dirty. And now they came and they were like, wow, what a change. And they love it. They love it,
How many people does your restaurant seat?
42. I got a 42. It's still kind of small, but it's pretty steady. Like every day, I always have I got my peak hours, and I have like 3-4 tables all the time. And sometimes we have time to clean it up, and I'm very happy what's going on right now at this point.
How did you survive that first year, which is always the hardest year of the restaurant, when you were doing everything?
You want to know the truth?
Yes.
I don't even know. I went crazy. I used my credit cards. I used my friends' money. I used everything. I used my retirement, everything. And I was just keeping, I say, I got to stay. I got no way to go, and I got to stay, and I got to stay, and I got to stay. And I think with God, with the help of God, everything just turned nice. And right now, I'm just going to the right direction. Like, I'm very happy with, everybody got their money back, and I'm good. I'm good right now.
Well, your prices are inexpensive. Most of your breakfasts are about $4, and all of your lunches are under $13. And we see a lot of foods that those of us who associate with Cuba, like ceviche, empanadas, and your breakfasts. Tell us a little bit about what you serve for breakfast. What is Cuban toast with Cuban coffee?
Okay, that's a breakfast for that. We learned that when we were kids. Like the poor people, it's just like a toast. It's like the Cuban bread with butter, toast, and café con leche. That's like milk with espresso, with a little bit of espresso. And that's a typical Cuban breakfast. Light and cheap is like $3, and it's just a big café con leche. And the toast is the Cuban bread pressed on the very hot. But the normal breakfast is like 2 eggs, a little bit of potato. We create our own potatoes because people love something on the side, and we create it's a mix between Colombian and Cuban, like we call papas chorreadas, and these are like a type of potato that we cook with our own flavor. and there's 2 eggs, the potato, and the Cuban toast for $3.99. That's what people say. I don't know how you survive. I said, well, but I don't know. With the help of God, I always say that because it's really cheap. You know, when you look at what you're paying for stuff today, it's very hard to keep a cook and use gas and then use that and serve a breakfast for $3.99. Very, very hard. But I'm good now. He's happy and try to stay like that with those kind of prices. And I have all the stuff that I can make out, like my juices, the soda, you know, like everywhere you go, you know, they make money in one thing and you lose another one. So that's the way I survive.
Well, another review of your restaurant online says that your food tastes like mom would make if your mom was Cuban. And it's inexpensive and casual, and so it's more like having a meal at a friend's house than going to a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people say they feel home. I got people that come here to study. I have people that come here to make their reviews, to do like the manager of Home Depot, you know, the big guy. He come here to do his reviews and stuff, and he sit there, and he say he feel like he's home. He's doing homework. And a lot of people are happy in here. They say they feel like I have a good energy here. I got a lot of people that believe in Feng Shui and all that Chinese connection, and they come, and I love it. I love that, and that's the way. Like, I don't know if you notice a sign that I have that I say, "In Frida and Shadow is no Wi-Fi. Please
Right.
talk to each other." Yeah, they love that. That picture is seen everywhere on Facebook and Europe. Tourism, you know, they take pictures. Say we love it because everywhere you go, you see people on the phone, and there is no the TV's on and the news and this. And here it's very quiet with light music and just no Wi-Fi.
No, there's no Wi-Fi. There's no people looking at their phones. They're actually eating and talking, which they used to do in
Yes,
restaurants. What
yes.
what advice do you have for people who want to realize their dreams, who want to take a risk like you did? What would you tell them?
Same thing that it was in my mind when I first opened. I say, I got a lot of people here that really they started business in the last 3 years also coming in here, talking to me. I had a friend that she's a jeweler, and she's very young. She's going to be 30 years old, and she have her own business right now. And I've been telling her, I said, you just go for it. Oh, no, but. I said, no buts. What you want, that's what it's going to come. I don't know if the universe, God, everything just goes in place. And I advise people to take the risk. I say, you're going to be always working for somebody. And one day I said, you know what? This is the only way that you can be your own and have your own hours and do your own real life. And, yeah, that's what I've been telling everybody.
So to have your own place is to have your own, is to be your own boss is to have a real life. I like that. I really do.
You know, I believe that's the truth because when you depend on somebody else, like I worked 12 years for Home Depot, I got stressed to take vacation because they not allow you to take it at this time or that time or somebody else choose that time. You know, it was a fight for everything, to take a day off. And I say, you know what, it's very hard because I was not able to take vacation in the last 3 years, but I believe like this year for sure I'm going to have vacation and I'm going to decide when and you know, it's very, I think it's a gambling situation. You know, you gain something and you lose something, but I'm very happy. I believe you gain more when you have your own business.
Well, I'm going to say this because you can't, but when people really want to come to your place, there's 4 parking spots in the back. And those who can't go over to the Home Depot, and I'm sure they buy something at Home Depot before they come to your place, but there is parking at the Home Depot. So give us your address again so we can find you.
Okay, I'm located at 1100 Northeast 4th Avenue. That's a block away from Sunrise Boulevard. And when you get out of 95 going east, And then Fort Lauderdale is right there. You can see the big Home Depot, and I'm right behind the garden center. They don't mind because they know, like, a lot of the contractors go shopping there, and they just left the car there, and they come here, get coffee. It's a quick thing. So they don't mind. They don't mind. They know me. So I'm not, saying, like, but that's the garden center have a big parking space. They don't mind. They don't mind
Okay.
to park there. Okay.
Well, again, thank you, Maria Echarte, owner of the Cuban restaurant Frida and Charo in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Elaine Viets, and you're listening to today's Dead End Job Show.